going on, guys? Rob here at the Oddball ORV. So this video is going to be a little shorter. Just going to do a quick little how-to. So if you've ever had an FL350 for a long time, you've probably heard that there was a recall and relating to how there's an issue with oil getting into the starter. And the way that happens is through the vent case. So there is a modification, it's called the vent mod. You can look that up, but you kind of have to take the engine out in order to do that. So what the recall bulletin was to change the amount of oil they actually put into your machine. So to show that, we're going to show that right here real quick. So this is the dipstick for the balancer side, or for the balancer. So you're just going to take this out. And we're going to take a little peek right here. All right. Now I'm going to set this up so that I can show you guys with two hands and some better lighting what you're looking for when you're actually checking the oil. So let me get this set up and we'll be right back. All right. So the way to check the oil on the FL350 here is this is for the balancer oil, by the way, because a two-stroke doesn't actually have an oil case, but this is for the engine balancer. So there is this dipstick here. Now the original, as the engine came out in the 1980s, you would have checked the oil up to this hash mark here. And the manual says to check the oil by just putting the top in. So you would have put it like this and then pull it out and then check the oil level to make sure it's up to that hash mark. Now there was an issue with inside of this casing here. There is a little tiny vent hole, and that leads over to the starter. And what was going on was the oil was migrating from the balancer side over into the starter and was burning out the starter. And so Honda released a recall, and I'll put up a screenshot of it. And the recall says to check the oil with the dipstick in but not threaded, and to only fill the oil up to the bottom hash mark, which is this line here. I don't know how well you can see that, but the bottom hash mark. Now, that seems to solve the issue. There are some people who have even taken it one step further, and they actually thread it in all the way like that, and then pull it back out. And they check to the lower level that way. Now, that's not what the manual says. The person that I talked to that did that, very, very knowledgeable. I won't put their name out here just because I didn't ask if I could do that. But he knows what he's talking about, and that's what he does. Now, for me, I would probably just stick with the manual, what it's recommending, which is just to put the cap in like that. Now, there is one other thing you could do if you're worried about the oil separating, and that is if you had the engine outside of the machine, you could actually plug that hole, and that would resolve the oil migration issue. But as far as like the amount of oil that you need in here, and again, this is what my contact said, you don't need a lot. There's enough movement that the oil is going to migrate around, and you're just wanting to make sure that one bearing stays lubricated. And I'll show a picture. I'll try and put up a picture of why this makes more sense. So anyways, just to recap, to check the oil to the service manual, you're going to unthread it, and you're going to just put the dipstick in to the top, not threaded in, and you're just checking to see if there's oil up to the bottom mark right there. And so that's how you do it, guys.